Ladies and gentlemen, you are stronger than your struggles. Let that sink in. Life doesn't hand us easy roads, it gives us mountains to climb, storms to weather, and challenges to overcome. But here's the truth: those struggles you face, the ones that make you question yourself, are the very things building your strength. Each trial you endure chisels away at your doubts and fears, revealing the person you're meant to be. It's not the smooth paths that define you, it's the steep climbs, the moments when everything feels like it's against you and you still push forward. That's where your strength lies, in resilience and refusing to quit. You faced moments when giving up felt easier. Times when the weight of the world sat on your shoulders, whispering that you couldn't carry on. But here you are, standing, breathing, fighting. That means you've already overcome more than you give yourself credit for. Those struggles you thought would break you, they didn't. They taught you. They showed you what you're capable of when you're backed into a corner with no option but to rise. You see, strength isn't about never falling, it's about getting back up, bruised and battered, but determined to move forward. Think about a diamond. It starts as coal, buried deep under immense pressure and heat. Without that pressure, it remains coal forever. But with it, over time, it transforms into something rare and unbreakable. That's you. Your struggles are the pressure, the fire shaping you into something extraordinary. But unlike a diamond, your worth isn't tied to how you shine for others. Your worth is in knowing that despite everything, you kept going. You didn't let the weight of life crush you. You found a way to adapt, to grow, to thrive. There's power in perspective. When you're in the thick of your struggles, it's hard to see anything beyond the pain, the frustration, the uncertainty. But step back for a moment. Look at your past. Every single challenge you've faced has prepared you for this moment. Every setback has been a setup for growth. Struggles aren't there to punish you, they're there to teach you, to show you what you're made of. And let me tell you, you're made of something incredible. You're stronger than you give yourself credit for, and deep down, you know it. There will be days when you feel like the world is winning, when you feel small and defeated. That's when you remind yourself you've been through worse and you came out stronger. That strength isn't just in your muscles or your mind, it's in your spirit. It's the quiet voice that says, "Not today. I will not let this define me." That strength doesn't always roar, sometimes it's a whisper. But it's always there, waiting for you to call on it. When the road feels too hard, when the struggles seem insurmountable, remember this: they are part of the process. You are not just surviving, you are thriving. You are becoming. You are stronger than your struggles. Your purpose is greater than your pain. That's a truth you need to hold on to, especially when life feels heavy, when the pain seems endless, and when you're tempted to believe it's all for nothing. Pain has a way of clouding your vision, making you forget the reason you're here, the calling that's been placed on your life. But hear me now, pain is temporary, purpose is eternal. What you're going through right now is not the end of the story. It's a chapter, a moment in time, but it's not the whole picture. Your purpose, your reason for being, is bigger than the hurt, the setbacks, and the disappointments. Pain demands attention, it screams, it presses, it tries to convince you that it's the only thing that matters. But purpose speaks quietly, patiently waiting for you to remember. It's the whisper in your soul that says, "Keep going, there's more for you." Pain wants to stop you in your tracks, but purpose pulls you forward. Purpose reminds you that what you're building, who you're becoming, and the lives you're impacting are far more significant than the struggle you're facing right now. Think about the most inspiring stories you've ever heard. The heroes in those stories didn't become great by avoiding pain, they found their greatness by pushing through it. They understood that the pain wasn't there to break them, but to refine them, to sharpen them for their purpose. Your purpose isn't just about you, it's about the people who need you, the lives you're meant to touch, the change you're meant to create. When you connect to that truth, pain loses its grip. It no longer defines you. Instead, it becomes a stepping stone, a tool that shapes you into the person you need to be. You've been through things that others couldn't imagine, but you're still standing. That's not by accident. It's because your purpose is too important to be stopped by pain. Every tear you've cried, every sleepless night, every moment of doubt, they weren't in vain. They've been shaping you, preparing you, teaching you what you need to know to walk in your purpose. Pain may have slowed you down, but it didn't stop you. And as long as you keep moving, even if it's just one small step at a time, you're honoring your purpose. Purpose gives pain a reason. It doesn't mean the pain disappears, but it changes how you see it. You begin to understand that the struggle is part of the journey, part of what makes your story worth telling. The pain becomes fuel, driving you to dig deeper, to push harder, to rise higher. It's through the pain that you find your strength, your clarity, your determination. Purpose transforms pain into power. When the weight of the world feels unbearable, remind yourself of this: your purpose is bigger. Bigger than the heartache, the loss, the failure. Bigger than the doubt and the fear. You were made for something greater, and no amount of pain can take that away from you. Keep going, because your purpose is waiting on the other side. No matter how small, every day. Life can feel overwhelming when you look at the big picture, the distance you still have to go. The dreams that seem far out of reach, the challenges standing in your way. It's easy to feel paralyzed, to think you'll never get there. But progress isn't made in giant leaps, it's made one step at a time. That one small step might not seem like much in the moment, but it's the start of something bigger. It's momentum. And once you've got it, nothing can stop you. Every great journey begins with a single step. When you're at the base of the mountain looking up, it's natural to feel intimidated. But here's the secret: you don't climb a mountain by focusing on the summit the entire time. You climb it by taking the next step, and then the next, and then the next. Each step brings you closer, even if it doesn't feel like it right away. The key is to keep moving, no matter how small the movement may seem. It's not about speed or perfection, it's about persistence. There will be days when you feel stuck, when you feel like you're not making any progress at all. Those are the days when taking even the smallest step matters the most, because when you move, you break the cycle of stagnation. You remind yourself that you're not powerless. You have the ability to act, to move forward, even if it's just an inch. That inch is enough. It's a victory. And those inches add up to miles over time. What seems insignificant today could be the foundation for something extraordinary tomorrow. Don't underestimate the power of consistency. Small steps taken every day lead to massive transformation over time. Think about water dripping onto a rock. One drop might not seem like it can do much, but over time, those drops carve through stone. That's the power of persistence, the power of small actions repeated consistently. The same principle applies to your goals, your dreams, your growth. Each step you take, no matter how small, is shaping you, strengthening you, and bringing you closer to where you want to be. You don't have to have it all figured out to move forward. Clarity often comes in the doing. You might not know exactly how you're going to achieve your dreams, but you don't need to. You just need to take the first step, and then the next will reveal itself. Action breeds clarity. The path will unfold as you walk it. Trust that process. Don't let the fear of not knowing every detail hold you back from starting. Start messy, start uncertain, but start. There's a quiet strength in taking that one step every day. It's a declaration that you refuse to give up, no matter how hard things get. It's a reminder to yourself that progress is always possible. Even on the hardest days, you have the power to move forward. And when you look back, you'll see that those small, seemingly insignificant steps created a journey worth remembering. Success is not luck, it's preparation meeting opportunity. Too often we look at someone who's made it, someone standing at the top of their game, and assume they just got lucky. But what we don't see are the hours, the days, the years of preparation that went into that moment. Luck is random, but success is deliberate. It's intentional. It's earned through the quiet work, the sacrifices, the discipline that happens long before the opportunity ever comes knocking. Success isn't waiting for the right moment to arrive, it's making sure you're ready when it does. Preparation is the foundation of every success story. It's the late nights spent honing your craft when no one is watching. It's the extra effort you put in, not because you have to, but because you know it'll make you better. It's the relentless pursuit of growth, the hunger to learn, to improve, to be ready. And here's the truth: opportunities don't always come when you expect them. They don't send a warning. They show up sometimes out of nowhere, and if you haven't put in the work, they'll pass you by. But if you have, that's when everything changes. The people who seem lucky are the ones who've prepared for the moment most would miss. They didn't just stumble into success, they positioned themselves for it. They took the time to master their craft, to sharpen their skills, to build their confidence. So when the opportunity came, they didn't hesitate. They didn't second guess themselves. They stepped into it fully prepared, and that's what made all the difference. That's not luck. That's preparation meeting opportunity and exploding into success. Think about an athlete training for a championship. The game might last a couple of hours, but the preparation takes years. The early mornings, the grueling practices, the sacrifices, they don't guarantee victory, but they create the possibility of it. The same goes for you. Whatever your dream is, whatever success means to you, it starts with preparation. It starts with showing up every day, doing the work, even when it's hard, even when no one else believes in you, even when it feels like it's not paying off. Because it is. Every hour you invest, every skill you sharpen, every step you take is building a foundation for your future. There's no shortcut to success, no secret formula. It's about discipline, focus, and consistency. It's about doing the things others won't so you can achieve what others can't. And when the moment comes, when that door opens, you won't need to scramble. You'll be ready. You'll know that you've done the work, that you've earned this, and that confidence, that preparation is what will set you apart. Because success isn't something you wait for, it's something you create. It's not luck, it's the result of preparation meeting opportunity, and that's something you have the power to make happen every single day. Failure is not the end, it's a stepping stone. Too many people let failure define them, as if a single setback has the power to determine their entire future. But failure is not final unless you let it be. It's not the end of the road, it's part of the journey. Failure is proof that you're trying, that you're stepping out of your comfort zone and pushing towards something greater. If you're not failing, you're not challenging yourself enough. Every person who has ever achieved something meaningful has faced failure, and they didn't let it stop them. They used it to learn, to grow, and to prepare for their next move. Failure has a way of teaching us lessons that success never could. It reveals weaknesses, but not to shame you, rather, to show you where you can improve. It forces you to reflect, to adapt, to evolve. In those moments of failure, when everything feels like it's falling apart, that's when you have the greatest opportunity to rebuild stronger than ever. Those cracks in your plans aren't signs of defeat, they're openings for growth, for creativity, for resilience. Failure pushes you to think differently, to stretch yourself beyond limits you didn't even know you had. When you fail, it's easy to feel like the world is watching, like everyone is judging you. But the truth is, most people aren't paying attention to your failures, they're too busy dealing with their own. What matters isn't what they think, it's how you respond. Do you let failure knock you down, or do you rise from it? That choice, that moment, is where character is built. It's not about avoiding failure, it's about facing it head on and refusing to let it have the final say. Every failure is a step closer to success. Think about that. Each time you fall, you're gaining knowledge, experience, and perspective that you didn't have before. That knowledge equips you to make better decisions, to refine your strategy, to approach your goals with greater clarity. Failure is not a detour, it's part of the path. The only way you truly fail is by giving up, by deciding that the struggle isn't worth it. But if you keep moving, if you keep learning, failure becomes fuel for your fire. Even the greatest minds and most successful people have faced failure. They didn't get where they are because they avoided mistakes. They got there because they embraced them. They saw failure as feedback, as an opportunity to pivot, to try again with more wisdom and more grit. You have that same power. Your failures don't define you, they refine you. They shape you into the person you need to become to achieve what you're striving for. When you fail, and you will, don't let it break you, let it teach you, let it humble you. Let it drive you to rise stronger, smarter, and more determined. Because failure is not the end, it's a stepping stone on the path to your success. And every step you take brings you closer to the person you're meant to be. Your mindset determines your altitude. The way you think, the beliefs you hold, and the perspective you choose shape the course of your life more than any circumstance ever could. What happens to you is one thing, but how you respond to it is everything. Your mindset is the lens through which you see the world. And that lens can either lift you higher or hold you down. It can turn obstacles into opportunities or turn opportunities into excuses. Your altitude in life, how high you go, how far you climb, is directly tied to the strength, resilience, and focus of your mindset. Life will test you, no question about that. Challenges will come, and setbacks will try to pull you down. But the question isn't whether life will get hard, it's how you'll handle it when it does. Will you let those challenges convince you that you're not enough? Or will you see them as stepping stones to something greater? A strong mindset doesn't deny the difficulty, it acknowledges it and chooses to rise anyway. It's about believing that no matter what comes your way, you have the power to overcome it. That belief is what sets you apart. Your mindset isn't fixed, it's something you build, something you strengthen day by day. It's shaped by the thoughts you feed it, the habits you nurture, and the actions you take. If you tell yourself you're capable, that you're worthy, that you have what it takes, those thoughts become your truth. But if you let doubt, fear, or negativity take over, they'll drag you down faster than any external challenge ever could. Your altitude starts with the thoughts you allow to take root in your mind. Success and growth don't just come from talent or opportunity, they come from the mindset that pushes you to use that talent and seize those opportunities. Think of the most successful people you admire. They didn't get where they are because life handed them a perfect set of circumstances. They got there because they refused to let their mindset limit them. They saw setbacks as lessons, rejection as redirection, and hard work as the price of admission to greatness. That's the power of a winning mindset. Your mindset also determines how you handle failure. Some people see failure as a dead end, but those with the right mindset see it as a detour, a chance to learn, to adjust, to try again. They understand that failure is not final unless you let it be. When you cultivate a resilient mindset, failure becomes part of the process, not the end of it. You rise because you believe you can, and that belief keeps you moving forward when others would give up. The altitude of your life is unlimited if your mindset is strong. The sky is not the limit, your thoughts are. Break free of the doubts and fears that try to hold you back. Choose to believe in your potential, to focus on the possibilities rather than the barriers. With the right mindset, no mountain is too high, no challenge too great. Your mindset determines your altitude, so decide to aim high and then soar.